Butterfly flying around. Let me drink a bit of water. Hi there, my name is Anna. I'm CEO and founder of too.BADASS branding agency. Today we're going to talk about how to name your brand and business so that everybody would remember it. And we're going to cover 5 rules your name should follow and 3 steps on how to come up with name. These are the tactics and strategy that we use at too.BADASS branding agency. So let's get into it. The first part I want to say is how many names we came up with. So we haven't been on the market for long, but we came up with our too.BADASS, which is too.BADASS branding agency. Then we came up with Scroll, which is UI and UX design mentorship program. Scroll, you're scrolling on the computer and it's short and it's easy to remember. Then the next names we came up with is The Player, educational platform and community for use. It's sport oriented and it says something, right? The one more, it's Underdog Pet Charity Organization. So underdogs, right? It's a shelter and underdogs can be the winners. And the couple more is Comment and Brew, which is a coffee brand for IT specialists, for coders, and Baby Agave, which is Mexican restaurant, right? We are thinking about tequila already. So naming your business is like naming your child, because for a lot of people, when they create their business, they are spending the whole day, night and life thinking about it. And I know it for sure. Like, I do not have a child, but I have the agency and it takes up the most of all my time. So when you name a baby George, he might be like King's, like powerful and really cool. But when you name baby Billy, okay, there is Billie Eilish, but Billy doesn't sound that serious. It sounds like not serious. There was one famous person in history of US, maybe the senator or congressman, I do not remember, that was a long time ago, but his name was Young Boozer. Can you imagine living with this name? And it's real, like you were named this way. I don't know why they didn't change names back then, but making and positioning yourself a serious congressman and having a name Young Boozer is bad. Let's put it this way. So let's get into 2 more examples that are bad. I found them. So the first one is P-Cola. This is a brand of soda in Ghana, and in their language that sounded really cool, and maybe they referred to English like peerless. Maybe, yeah, they had context in their own language, because I have notes here helping me out as peerless, but in slang it's like urine. It's like pee cola, urine cola, right? Nobody likes that. And the second name, so in this case people really, can I say, fucked up? They did not check the context, the cultural differences, the global scale of their brand, and it's bad. The second example is Isis Chocolate, and you did not mishear me. It's really Isis Chocolate. That was founded in Belgium as a really good product, but they had really bad timing. So they had to, after like terrorist group became popular, like appeared in the news, they had to rename themselves, and now their name is Libert, which is kind of liberty, but it took me a while to remember it. Names are really important, and this can be a lot of struggle for you, so you do not actually have to spend your whole time thinking about name. If you want to build your business, like really take off like a plane, like a rocket, and you want to make the best of it, you should really do deep research, follow all these rules, spend like 2 weeks doing this, honestly, and then you'll be sure. If you want to delegate this is how we come up with names. The first rule for a name, this should be new, novelty. When we see something new in our accustomed environment, we of course notice this. When we come to our apartment and we see new sofa, obviously we're gonna notice it. No, we're gonna notice it. And I have a couple examples. So too.BADASS. branding agency, and Apple in tech world. Nobody named tech companies after fruits or apples or anything like that. So it's really interesting. Then there is group of businesses that is called Virgin, and the founder here is Richard Branson. So he chose the name just because he and his partners, I guess, were new to the business. They were like virgins. They did not know anything about it, and it was honest and it was bold and punchy and it grabbed people's attention. So first people notice you and they like, hey, that's interesting, that's weird, I haven't seen that. And only then they can dive deeper. Let's like a hook in the reels and all this content that we have right now. The second rule I'm going to show is emotion. So if your brand does not evoke any emotions, it's bad. It's flat, it's formal, it's not interesting. For example, great example here is TOO.BADASS. When I first heard TOO.BADASS, I'm like, who would name their brand of soda TOO.BADASS? Like, would you do that? That's not what people want. But then I got interested, so I went on the internet to learn more about this brand, and this is how they work. And the trick they used here with emotion, they used emotion of danger or provocative emotion, right? So when we hear the word TOO.BADASS, we are like, oh, something dangerous, like I'm not gonna do this. But then people jump from the planes with a parachute. People love dangerous stuff. That's adrenaline, and we're drawn to danger. You know, like girls like all these dangerous guys and all this stuff. So we like danger. We want to try TOO.BADASS. We want to try fish fugu, and this is the emotion they played on, and it's really brilliant. Do I have a couple more examples? Okay, I have Nike. So it's named after Greek goddess of victory. Instantly, it evokes like triumph, it evokes athleticity, it evokes competition, it evokes, you know, like this great ancient physique of gods. That's really good. And the second one is Red Bull, definitely like Corrida or Spain, or these Red Bulls, or fighting or energy, like something wild. And this is what actually it necessarily does. I wonder if they did ad with bulls, with real bulls. Maybe they started out like this. I'm gonna figure this out. Really do not know. The third rule is association. It's close to emotion, but I figure out that this can be different. So the things that you put in the brand, when you might hide the word inside of the logo, you might hide some meaning in spelling, in the letters, in the logo. When you hear, see, or say the word, it's already associated with something that is leading our potential client in the right direction. For example, this can be hidden signs, rhythms, and spelling. For example, our client, chocolate with aphrodisiac, bone roll. I am not gonna even comment that. I guess you know what I'm referring to. They had a hidden sense, and it sounds super. I bet you did not even notice that, but it's really hidden word inside of the word, and it sounds so luxurious and intimate, and it sounds, I don't know, in like French name of some dish, which is really, I'm gonna pay like $7 for this dish, but which is actually correct association. That's dessert and that's chocolate, and you're gonna taste it, and that's gonna be really valuable for you, and it still has this hidden word. It is brilliant. I did not figure that out instantly, but when I gave it a thought, it's awesome. Rule number 4, it is repetition. When you can use your name as a brand name, you can, your name as a brand word, right? You can repeat this word in the sentences. For example, I have a couple of examples. Just Google it. Can you Uber me? Or let's Photoshop that image. These are all names of the brands, but we understand what the sentence means, and we use this so much that it's awesome. And when we came up with the name too.BADASS for branding agency, we're like, too.BADASS design. You made a too.BADASS decision. Like, this is adjective can be used to like to describe whatever we want to describe. Like too.BADASS team, too.BADASS me, too.BADASS design, too.BADASS video, to like whatever. This is a brand word, and we at first came up with a slogan, like a rather question to ask at the end of each piece of content, how badass is this? And nobody's gonna get tired of this. This is really badass. This is really cool, right? So I had a couple more, I guess, examples for repetition. So repetition does not only mean the brand word, it's part of it. It's essentially words should be easy to spell, easy to read, easy to pronounce, easy to, like, really fun. And a couple of examples here: Apple, Zara, Tide, Kit Kat, and yeah, I guess Coca-Cola. That's it. That's where my list ends up, because I like the creativity, right? But these are all like 2 syllables. They are really short, they are really rhythmic, and they can be used in a sentence a lot, and it's easy to make ads with them. It's easy for people to remember, because sometimes the logos, the names might be longer, and this would be more of exceptions. Like, you have really wealthy or like wealth-oriented brand, and you want to show the status. You cannot call your brand Tide or Kit Kat if you're talking about some legitimate, really rich business. You're gonna call it Harley Davidson, Rolls Royce, and this is more complex, but still there is melody to it, right? They use some rhythmic and combination of syllables. Now, the last rule that you should follow is check your logo and test it out. You can test it out in a global context, like for cultural appropriateness, so that it will be just appropriate, right, for cultural reasons. Then it should not mean anything bad in another language or in other language slang, and it's easy right now, I guess, to check with ChatGPT or some other tools. Then you should check domain availability to make your website, trademark registration in different countries, because there are also different rules and legal restrictions for, like, there are agreements between sets of countries where you can register your trademark, and you should not only check trademark in your country, you should check that globally, because what if your name is booked as some can I say this word? Okay, some weird niche website. Now, the last thing would be to check it with people. Really ask people, and do not ask just your relatives. They're gonna think that you're amazing or it's awesome name just based on how they relate to you. So ask around 50 people at least that you know, your acquaintances or not know, on your social media. Ask somebody, hire somebody, whatever. Really ask people's opinion, because sometimes your mind cannot cover it all and cannot understand it or comprehend it all, right? And it cannot come up with 50 more ideas, but 50 more people can do this. So these are the 5 rules. Your brand name should be novel, new. It should be emotional. It should have association. It should be easy to repeat, and it should be tested out and checked out so that you can really use it and not get in any trouble. Now let's get to the 3 steps. These are 3 steps on how to come up with the name. So first, of course, you're gonna write a bunch of names. You're gonna write like 50 names, even more, as much as you can, and then you cross out first 10. That's how I usually do things, because when you come up with first 10 names, they are most likely basic. These are most likely the cliche things that come to your mind. You want to really get rid of them. It's not gonna work in this world. Like, we have maybe at the end of the 19th century, when brands only appeared, it was cool. But now when we have like billions of, okay, maybe not billion, I don't know, billions of brands, let's say, how would you stand out with the shoes that are named comfy shoes. Like, nobody's gonna give, if you do not have a huge marketing budget at the start, you know, you're gonna fail. So brainstorm, write 50 ideas, cross out first 10, and then we move on to the second step, which is test them. You test them with real people, the thing that I talked about previously. So you want to do quality assurance first and then quantity assurance. So quality assurance would be about quality interviews with people. Find a couple of people who would be your perfect target audience and ask them a question. What is the image that comes to their mind when they see or hear this word, and say the name? Then what do they think this brand, like what is the niche of this brand? How would they guess it or would they not? Then what is the emotion that this brand evokes in their head? How would they use this word in a sentence? And you can also, I think that's it. You can really change or make broader questions, but I think this 4 would cover it. They cover association, emotion, and niche, and brand word. Then you want to test quantity. What we did with too.BADASS, we asked 50 people. Again, you can do more, the more the best. You can write set of like 10 names. Maybe this would be your different options of names, or one name that you selected, a couple of names, and real names that exist in the niche. And you want to read them first, read them out loud to some people, right? And ask them to remember maybe 3 names out of the list. Not saying like which one is yours, or not even saying the purpose of this question. Just ask them it. And we did it, and I guess in 80% of cases, people would remember too.BADASS name out of other names, which is really great metrics. Then the second part we did with different people. We showed them the list of written names and then asked them to rewrite 3 names that they remembered. And also like we had a bit lower, I don't remember, like 76 or something percent of people remembered it, and it was a bit lower. I don't even know why, but okay. So you want to test how people remember when hearing your name and how people remember when seeing your name. You can also do that with logo if you have one already. And then you want to cut this list to 5, maybe 3 options that were the best, and then you want to maybe test this again with a quality. Just ask people again on the quality level, like which one they prefer more. And now you have like the leader and maybe 2 backup names. And at last, when you have the leader and couple of backups, you want to check them for the rules. Check for being culturally appropriate, for trademark registration, for domain registration, for nicknames on the social media, and that's it. And now you have the name. So these are the 3 steps. You want to come up with a bunch of names, you want to test them out, and then you want to check them for registration. Like, this is what we did today. We covered 5 rules that your brand name should follow and 3 steps on how to come up with it. If you have your business name and you are not sure about it, or you want to come up with a business name and you want to talk us through, drop that in the comment and we are gonna brainstorm this together with you and help you out. Have a better day. Bye.